How to play Classic Mode in Black Ops 7 Zombies. Ever since the name was first released through data mining, rumours of a Classic Mode have swirled around the community like wildfire. However, it was nowhere to be seen in Black Ops 6. And moving forward to Black Ops 7, we have something close to it, however, it's not exactly the same, as Black Ops 7 doesn't release with just a Classic Mode. Instead, we have Cursed. Cursed is a mode that allows us to activate collected relics to make the game more challenging, and shifts the mode to be more difficult and in line with older Zombies experiences, with some gimmicky challenges as well. The mode will be unlocked upon anyone beating the Ashes of the Damned main quest for the first time. Potentially the mode will also unlock for future DLC maps in the same way. What we get from the start isn't exactly classic though, just a smaller, more classic limited HUD and the return of the classic point system, as well as the indicator next to the character icons. Thankfully though, I've spent some time studying the game's augment and relic system, and thanks to the effects of the relics leaking on Twitter, I was able to make a list of exactly how you need to set up your class to achieve a game of classic mode inside of Black Ops 7. Even if you understand the relics, there are other things in this video I guarantee you haven't heard of yet. So we will talk about fixing the gameplay flow, rebalancing the game, getting back the zombie shield instead of armor, and more. All of that will be unveiled in this video, so stay tuned. So first, let's talk relics. There are a handful of relics which, while making the game harder, which is their intended purpose, also set us back closer to a classic Zombies experience. The relics, as of now, from what is leaked on Twitter, are as follows. We know the physical objects you collect for them, which I'll detail at the end of this video, which are all classic items from the AETHER story, but we do not know which object corresponds to which effect yet. These will be found around the map in Cursed mode. We will list the artifacts at the end, but these are the effects, and that's what's important for our discussion. We have all augments are turned off, enemy health regenerates, players can only carry 4 Coca-Colas, all ammo crates are disabled, normal power-up spawns are disabled, no self-revive kits, mimic props have infiltrated the map, every weapon the player has will swap each round, but retain the pack-a-punch and rarity level. Yes, that's right, essentially gun game, though we did have an LTM for in Onslaught back in Cold War. Round start delay is cut down by 15%, but which ones of these should we choose for a classic experience? First, players can only carry 4 Coca-Colas. The start of building our classic mode inside Cursed is bringing back the classic perk limit of 4, only being able to get more perks than that through gobblegums, side easter eggs, or other in-map methods besides buying them traditionally. The pick is probably the most optional one of the bunch though. Some players genuinely do not want the 4 perk limit to return in a classic mode, especially because the game isn't really balanced around it, but they may want all of the other systems, and that's the great thing about this mode is that you can customize it to whatever you want, wherever you like, and at the end of the day, the definition of a classic experience is different for everyone. Plus, we will basically have 2 mandatory perks to make this work when all is said and done, so perhaps leaving this relic disabled will allow you to enjoy the mode more. Try it to make your own decision. Secondly, all ammo crates are disabled. This means that, to get ammo, you will need to get a max ammo, buy ammo off the wall, pack a punch, or buy a new weapon entirely. This returns a very critical element of classic Zombies difficulty and design, as now war weapons, even if weaker than some box weapons, carry the advantage of ammo anytime it is needed. And without the ability to buy ammo for wonder weapons, especially in high rounds, strategies will have to shift to prioritize saving wonder weapon ammo as much as possible. This will also heavily increase the use case for some gobblegums that will give you ammo and shift gameplay more in line with classic Zombies. Next, no self-revive kits. Self-revives are a feature of modern Zombies that addresses the issue of going down in solo, the way quick revive used to work. However, the ability to buy them in cooperative drastically shifts gameplay in that mode. So here, I would use this relic if you were playing cooperative, but consider disabling it if you can run classic solo. One we will not be doing that people may suspect would be good for a classic mode is the relic to disable all augments. While you would initially think this would be helpful in our quest for a classic mode, a handful of augments we are about to discuss are, in my opinion, the biggest missing piece of the classic mode from Cursed. And now for the part I think most people will not know. Creating the zombie shield inside of Black Ops 7 to replace the armor system. Frankly, because Trek have not talked about it enough when discussing classic opt-in stuff, only in text inside a blog post, in Black Ops 7, Trek patched one of the Juggernog augments to be much more powerful and useful. In Black Ops 6, Turtle Shell works like this. Armor acts as a shield on your back, completely absorbing damage to your back. No damage mitigation when hit from the front. This meant that, though armor now functioned just like the zombie shield, this left all angles but the back entirely unprotected. And because most enemies in Black Ops 6 have damage scaling through the rounds with armor in mind, bosses like the Amalgam could one-hit kill you if they hit you from the front front rather than the back in a situation where someone without this augment would have lived. So, though it was cool in theory, the balancing made it nearly unusable, and is why no one really used it in Black Ops 6. However, in Black Ops 7, Turtle Shell has been extremely buffed, and this has not only been addressed through text in a blog post, now Turtle Shell will also offer the same protection from the front as default armor, and simply change the armor to protect you from the back just as the zombie shield did. Now you'll be entirely invincible from being hit from behind, and it will break your armor like it would break the zombie shield. This means it's now a much more viable choice for gameplay in general, and a key step to us creating our classic mode. We will wrap up this tutorial with a handful of quicker, less pivotal augment choices that will help to iron out the experience and finalize it. While none of these are entirely required, I feel as though they help to perfect the experience. Vulture 8's auto-plating augment will mean no more having to plate up ever again, and combined with our prior Juggernog augment choice will mean we now are wearing a zombie shield that fully protects our back, and we are finding pieces on the ground that auto-repair it, rather than wearing Warzone armor and plating up constantly. For double tap, double standard and double time help set the perk back to its classic effects, double bullet damage for non-wonder weapons as well as an increased fire rate. This is one of a handful of augments that seem created specifically to emulate the classic function of a perk and thus will be mandatory for our classic mode runs. Speed Cola. Classic formula is also an obvious choice here. It will help get Speed Cola closer to its old reload speed boost. And as for any other augments, it basically comes down to a player choice here. Disabling all other augments would definitely get you more in line with classic zombies, or simply choosing something as non-overpowered as you can. Or you could even choose yourself and use the rest of the augments to help create your build for taking on this classic mode. Ultimately, as long as we can run the Juggernog, Vulture 8 and double tap augments mentioned here along with the relics we discussed earlier, we've adjusted the systems to as close to classic zombies as you can get. The final touch will be topping it all off with the cherry on top of the Jaeger 45 as your starting pistol, this game's equivalent of the 1911. All of this working together means we can finally get our hands on the classic mode we've been waiting so long for. Let me know in the comments if you find any more relics or augments that help to build classic mode even better. And I may make an updated video if more relics are added in the future that further help to accentuate classic mode, as we know the DLC maps will be introducing new ones too. Because of enabling multiple relics for this replication of the classic mode, it's very likely you will have advanced at least one tier into Cursed, if not more. But what exactly are the tiers for Cursed? The tiers are what difficulty the game currently ranks you at based on how many relics you have enabled, and you will unlock various rewards for doing so. Essentially, think of it like the different zone levels in Modern Warfare Zombies or Endgame. The zombies get faster, have more health, more armored zombies, etc. It's a real challenge. And because the game gets harder, you then have rewards in each of these different tiers. Tier 1 is gold armor is purchasable off of the wall. This combined with our self-plating augment from earlier and the conversation of armor into the zombie shield means our zombie shield will slowly repair itself if we buy gold armor here. Tier 2, a higher level rarity above even gold is unlocked, allowing players to use salvage to rank up weapon damage even more. We're not exactly sure, of course, how much salvage this will actually be, but it's not particularly relevant to a classic experience, but the extra damage may be necessary at higher rounds with multiple relics on, as they're probably going to scale the zombies a lot more as a result. We then have Tier 3, Level 4 Pack-a-Punch. While we likely won't have enough relics here to unlock Tier 3, if you enable more to make it even harder, you can unlock an additional Pack-a-Punch level for your purchase. A great use for the extra points we will get from the classic point system, where spamming SMGs, etc., you can rack up those points, do those crazy strategies on low rounds, shooting the legs once again. So much fun. It's what sets COD Zombies apart from any other zombies game in the market. What's more is that there are different Pack-a-Punch camos that you are going to be able to unlock for completing the main quest on Ashes of the Damned in Cursed Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3. Potentially new Pack-a-Punch camos, though we're not entirely sure. I'll be sure to have guides on them once we manage to do them as well. There's probably going to be some extreme strategies, especially for Tier 3. If you are interested in what relics are currently in game, those too have been data mined, though we don't know which relic artifact responds to which effect yet. There's already a calling card that people have posted that shows a few of these, and it's a good range of classic AETHER storyline content, with more to come post-launch. The artifacts are as follows: the Blood Vials, Bus, I assume the Transit Bus, the Dragon, Dragon Wings, Focusing Stone, the Lawyer's Pen, which is from Shadows of Evil's Nero Ritual, Samantha's Drawing, Samantha's Teddy Bear, and the Vril Sphere, which is the ball from the moon Easter egg. All of this stuff I guess got sent into the Dark Aether, and that's why it's here. After Type Magda Toten. I wonder what future ones will be in the DLC maps. Comment some suggestions down below and what classic nostalgia would you want to see back. But that is everything on how to play classic mode, as well as everything regarding the cursed mode unlocks, relics, tiers, and more to get you prepared for launch. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not for latest and greatest Call of Duty news information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye. To conclude this video, I want to shout out the fact that I finally decided to make a Patreon and Cameo account, both of which will be linked below if you want to help support the channel. On Patreon, you can sign up for the lowest tier of just $1.50 a month to get exclusive access for my Discord, where we can discuss zombies lore, trivia, or whatever you desire. A place where you lot, my community, can better connect. Your names will also appear at the end of videos thanking you. For $5.50 a month, you get all of that, and I will be doing exclusive monthly Q&As. And for $16.50 a month, you again get all of that, and I will be doing exclusive lore videos, such as unpacking niche parts of the Treyarch documents I've been breaking down on my channel that don't as much suit a main channel video. For the highest tier, only for those with the ability to and who really want to help out the channel, you get special bonuses I've yet to determine and verbal shoutouts at the end of every video. Over on Cameo, I can do funny videos reading lines from zombies, memes like "How do we tell him?", birthday wishes for friends or family, or whatever else you desire, practically anything. Of course, none of this is necessary, just watching and enjoying the videos helps me immensely and I greatly appreciate it. However, I think it's about time I start setting up additional revenue streams because Zombies' popularity is tumultuous and always goes through ups and downs. As I'm sure you've lately seen on the channel, viewership is down a lot, we go through big highs when new games release, but then during these drought periods, I need more income stability so I don't have to worry as much about it and I can focus more on improving the quality of the content. My highest quality videos are not always the ones that best please YouTube algorithms, so instead, this way I can produce my best work knowing I don't have to think as much about how well the content's going to perform. So if you'd like to support me on Patreon for exclusive content or would like a simple Cameo message, you can do so to further support me via the links below, but only if you can afford it and you actually want to help me. Don't feel like you are forced to, don't worry, I'll survive. It would just help relieve some of the pressure during inconsistent periods on the channel so I don't have to solely rely on AdSense revenue and still maintain the sheer quantity and quality of content that I put out. Obviously I pump out literally a boatload of content and some of these are absolutely crazy projects over hour-long videos, so it's a lot on my plate, especially when these videos don't perform particularly well. And I've not been doing many sponsorships lately to help supplement revenue either, so it would greatly help. Thank you for any generous person once again who does kindly support the channel. It means the absolute world and will really help keep this boat afloat.